Hey everyone, Melly Mel here from Sincerely Creative Mom, y'all. This is a wreath kit. The kit came with a 12-inch, almost nearly 12-inch metal sign, cute with lemons, nice big black lettering, a 14-inch frame. It came with 5 yards of the polka dots and 5 yards of the lemon. These are both 2.5 inch. It came with 2 yards of the yellow, 2 yards of the lemons, and 2 yards of the polka dot. We have a 2.5 inch, a 1.5, and a 1.5 inch. These are going to be for our bow. I'm going to set those aside. And it came with a roll of 10-inch mesh. I've already gone ahead and cut them 20 inches long. I've also gone ahead and cut our ribbons to make it go a little faster. These are 14 inches long, and just to make the live go a little bit smoother. So we have that going on. We're going to start with our 14-inch frame, y'all. I did take, again, we cut them 20 inches long. I used a rotary cutter and my self-healing mat. And this was a new roll, of course. The kit comes with a full roll. And I still have some left on the roll after I've gone ahead and cut what we need. So we're going to add our pipe cleaners. The one thing I always do that is pretty much the universal, I'm going to say, is I'm looking for a tool. I always use 12 twist ties. It's just what I do. So we're going to call this ring number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we have 6 these brackets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the first 6, I'm going to use 12 total. I'm going to go around ring 1 and 2, and I'm going to go right where those brackets are. Crisscross, twist, twist. I'm going to make sure that that twist is nice and low, almost, if I can, touching the bracket. I don't want it to be kind of high in the middle of nowhere. I want it to be, so crisscross, almost touch your finger on the mat, and, you know, let it rest against this ring number 2, and then twist. Right, you want it to be, so I don't want to be able to put anything underneath there. Okay, so now we have those 6 on. Then I'm going to go for ring 3 and 4, and I'm just going to eyeball it and find that center and go right on the outside. Same thing, crisscross, twist, twist. The name of this game, we're going to make this wreath really thin. I kind of came up with the design. I know it sounds funny, but it's called the Pancake Wreath, because it's going to be round but flat like a pancake. Still lots of deco mesh, a beautiful sign, lots of ribbon, lots of pretty stuff going on, a nice bow. But, you know, it's going to fit better in between your main door and your storm door, if you have a storm door. Okay, so I have our twist ties on. See, it didn't take that long. I've already gone ahead again and cut these. They're 20 inches long. I'm going to put them with the curl down. So it curls down, okay? The curl is not up. It's down. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to find my center, and I'm going to scrunch all the way up there. All the way up. Every single last piece. Hold on nice and tight. I'm going to come and work on the outside first. Put my fingers right down to that pipe cleaner. And it is a woven material, so you want to make sure that you are being fairly gentle. Crisscross, twist, twist. And then you're going to overlap your mesh. And overlap it again. Kind of tuck it in between those inside twist ties. And then flip all your little curls here kind of inside out. That'll help it stay round, but very flat like a pancake. Okay, so from here, we're going to go, remember our kit came with 5 yards of the polka dot ribbon and 5 yards of the lemon ribbon. So I cut them 14 inches long, and I put my favorite on the top. So I cut them 14 inches long, and then all I did was I took the ends and I folded them, and I put my scissors right on the fold, and I cut up towards the edge so that I gave myself a nice kind of finished look. So I'm going to put my favorite on the top. I did that to all the ends. Put my favorite on the top, which happens to be the lemons. Fold it so that I can find the center. Unfold, and then I'm just going to real tiny kind of crunch up that ribbon. And then from here, I'm going to kind of shape it so that it all the ends face towards me. I'm going to put that ribbon right down into that pipe cleaner. And I'm going to crisscross, twist, twist. Now this time, I'm going to twist several times because I'm going to be done. I'm going to be completely done with it after this. So I'm going to cut off the excess because I don't need it. and it makes it easier to hide this little tiny piece right underneath there. So from here, I just gathered that ribbon so it's kind of stuck together almost underneath there. And I don't get to see both of the ribbons unless I do the next step. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these apart. You can see right there it kind of came apart. And pull them, so I'm going to pull them up and then pull them apart. I'm going to do the same thing on both sides. I'm going to pull it up and then pull it apart. So that way I have all of my ribbons nice and I can see all of them. If I don't do that step, they will stay on top of each other and then you won't get to see that really pretty polka dot or whatever you choose to put on the bottom. So I'm going to shape it, put it in there nice and tight, keep that center really small, kind of twist, 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 twist. Just enough really to have enough to kind of stuff underneath there. Throwing that out. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to take this piece and kind of stuff it under that left side. Up and apart. Up and apart. Now I also want to make sure, you know, y'all text me and you're like, oh, my pancake style looks different than yours. It's usually because your ribbons are not in a pattern like this. So notice I have polka dot lemon, polka dot lemon, polka dot lemon, polka dot lemon. I'll do that same pattern all the way around. Usually when y'all text me to say, hey, can you, what would you do differently? Usually I'm the one saying, okay, let's change those ribbons and get them to be spread apart. Let's get them to be not touching. So if the two lemons were touching each other, right? Let's say the two lemons are touching each other, like that looks silly, right? It doesn't let your eye kind of flow. It kind of stops. It kind of breaks it up. So what we're saying is you want to make sure that pattern goes all the way around, so it just gives your eye an easy flow to look at. Hide it underneath. I'm done at this point with this particular design, so I'm not putting any more in that pipe cleaner when I'm done with this ribbon, this layer. Just make sure all those tails are on the outside, and that'll make sense as we get going along here. So for this particular design, anything that goes in the center is going to be hidden. So we want to be able to see all the money we spent our ribbon on. I just kind of naturally do that all the time. Pull it up and pull it apart. I just really want to make sure that that step isn't one you skip in this particular design. And both of these ribbons are pretty thick. So in this case, it doesn't make it real easy to do. Still want to make sure you do it. As best as you can. Pull it up and pull it apart. Okay, so again, we're going to do that same exact whole ensemble here, right on those inside 6 twist ties that are left. So I'm going to take my next piece. I'm going to do the same exact ruffle all the way up, making sure you grab every last bit as nice and small as possible. And then you're going to come right on top. And same thing, kind of flip those inside out underneath, go on to the next one. As soon as we have this next one, I'm going to point out something else about these, the pieces of mesh. So I do the outside for a reason for this particular design. I do the outside for a reason before I move on to the inside. And as soon as I have on this piece, I'm going to let you know why. But before then, I want you to know that as a wreath maker, even if you're doing it for your own home, it doesn't matter. Your job, whether it's as a business or for your own door, you don't want to see that wire frame. That's not what we're meant to do. It's not what we want to see. So we're doing our very best to cover that frame up. And so we have a nice layer of mesh out here, and the ribbons are nice. And then I'm coming in right on top. So from here, in my angle, I can still see that wire frame. After I have on that first piece, I'm almost not seeing it at all, maybe faintly here and there. As I put this piece on, so the outside pieces of mesh, they kind of touch. They kind of touch a little bit. These inside pieces are going to completely overlap one another, therefore completely camouflaging and covering up that wire frame, which is exactly what we want it to do. Do the same thing, overlap and overlap over here. And then turn it all inside out. And so this piece is now overlapped by this one and overlapped by this one. And so nothing, I can't see anything, right? It does a really good job. And so now the reason that I do the complete outside ribbon and everything first is because I just did all that work to make that kind of ruffle to stay exactly where it is, and that one exactly where it is. And that twist tie is right here. So if I was getting my fingers up in there, my whole hands, I'd be lifting all this up and kind of ruining it. So that's why I just decided, it's no big deal, and it's a lot easier if I just do the complete outside first before we come in and do that inside layer, and it works out really well. So again, y'all, this is, or well, when I'm creating this video, this is a kit. It's a wreath kit. It comes with the sign, the frame, the mesh, the ribbons, the pipe cleaner, the zip tie mounts that go in the back of the sign. And then this is your instructional video. If you're looking for the link to the kit, you can find it in the description on YouTube. Or you can just go to my Etsy shop, just Sincerely Creative Mom. You can find the direct link if you go to sincerelycreativemom.com, and there's a link right to my Etsy shop at the top. Depending on when you're watching this, it could be sold out. Usually there's other kits in there. This layer of mesh will also, you know, kind of keep that bottom layer in place. And then the things that go on top of this layer will help this layer of mesh stay in place. So if you have one that's kind of being wild, that'll help. Or like this one just won't stay inside out. Oh, there we go. One more. And then we have a bow and attach our sign, and then we're done. Okay, going back to our ribbons. Same exact thing on the inside as we did on the outside. Now you'll start to really see the layers of ribbon, you know, in their true design. It looks really nice when they start to layer. Pull it apart. Really, really nice layering going on there. So some folks, you know, leave their pipe cleaners on. I prefer to hide them as much as I can, because when I think of, you know, pipe cleaners, I think of a craft, like a home craft. I don't want this to feel like a home craft. I want it to feel like a nice addition to their home decor on their front door. Like, I don't want them to see the pipe cleaner. Even sometimes, you know, people will just kind of twirl them. It's still a pipe cleaner. So in my own personal opinion and what I like to see and not see, I do my best to hide it, conceal it, camouflage it, all those things. So white kind of blends in with what's going on the top, but then as we add our sign and the bow, you won't see any of them. You'll still be able to see all of the ribbons and the mesh. I know it looks, or may look, or may appear to be different on camera, but in person, you'll be able to see all of the elements. Always making sure I kind of mold those before putting them in. I'm also, if you didn't know, I'm a creative coach inside a private group with several other coaches where we teach technique, tips, tricks, Christmas trees, garlands, wreaths, centerpieces, sympathy pieces, all sorts of things that you can add to your own personal creativity, or if you're doing this as a business, lots of things that you can add to your portfolio. You can check out more information if you go to sincerelycreativemom.com and check out the coaching section. Last one, and then we get to add our sign and make our bow. Okay, so let's zoom you out. I know it looks silly with that whole center being kind of empty. You'll see why I don't put any ribbon in the center in just 1 second. Look at how darling that is. So stinking cute. So cute. So this size sign just hides all of those pipe cleaners. And you could really do this wreath without a bow. You could. You totally could. We're not going to. We're going to put this up a little bit, just a little bit here. And so that we have a little spot right here that we're going to add a bow to. We're just going to move that a little bit out of the way so we kind of have it a little bit balanced and a little bit more room. I don't want to cover up this lemon or that lemon. And I don't really want to cover any of it, really. But we're going to kind of layer it so that it is just, coming through there just perfectly. One thing you are going to, hold on. Sorry, hold on. Trying to get the wire. Sorry. So the kit is going to come with 2 zip tie mounts, such as these. Okay, that's what the kit is going to come with. 2 zip tie mounts, just like this. You'll want to, if you're going to use these, you'll peel off the back, and you'll want to make sure you use some sort of something. Use maybe a little bit of E6000 or DAP Rapid glue before you stick it onto the metal. So you'll put it onto the metal, and then you'll use your pipe cleaner to zip tie or kind of come right through here. It's going to be attached to the sign, but you'll do this. Okay, so it'll be attached there. And then when you put it upside down, you'll put that pipe cleaner through the mesh. We're going to do that with the wire. Put through the mesh, and you'll wrap it around the frame. I forgot to add the little bit of glue beforehand. And so although you will receive the zip ties. I'm actually going to use wire, and I'm going to use a nifty little tool. So here is, it's just a hole punch. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find, I'm going to try to conceal it as best as I can. So this is going to be easy. I'm going to go right in that W. Two little marks. And I'm going to take some wire and go through. So I have two little, come on, two little marks. I'm going to pull that through. Kind of flatten it. So, I mean, you can see it, but it's not, you know, it's not in the white. It's not, you know, where you could really, it's not going to be in the, it's not going to take away from the design. So I'm just going to tie that in. That's one spot. And then the other one, we're going to come right down here in this E. Actually, maybe we'll put it right in here. Put it right in that line. So if you have wire, or if you have this little punch, I know I'm a worrywart, even though the zip ties I've used now for years. And once I discovered this little trick here, I don't know that I'll comfortably go back, although I never had any problems, never, not once, with the zip ties. You just want to make sure that you have an extra little bit of glue there. The tool, any of the tools that I've used, you can find in the description of the YouTube video. All right, there we go. I'm not going to put it in just yet. We're going to make our bow first, and then we'll secure it. So we have a 2.5 inch and two 1.5 inch. I'm going to do the yellow first, the 2.5 inch yellow first, and then we'll do the lemon, and then we'll do the yellow on the top. So we got a lot of blue and we've got a lot of lemons. I'm going to kind of conceal that. I want to really see the yellow. I want to really see the yellow in the bow. So we're going to go with an 8 inch tail and a 6 inch loop. And pinch. Twist, another loop. Kind of eyeball it, make sure it's about the same. And then gather from the back, pinch, twist, another loop about the same size, pinch, and twist. Now you can do, you know, whatever size bow you wish. You can do longer tails if you wish. The kit comes with 2 yards of each, and I have really bad carpal tunnel, so I'm just going to tie these off just for a second. Actually, we have these that we're going to use. Oopsie. I get these from the Dollar Tree. And that's going to help, because my little hands usually use my Easy Bow Maker, but I cannot find my second peg to go in there. So I'm making do for now. I'm going to measure, make sure these loops are going to be just a little bit smaller. It's about a finger smaller. About a finger smaller. I'm going to pinch. Twist, loop, pinch, twist, loop, pinch, twist, tail. So we have, again, 2 loops on one side, 2 tails on the other side, and a loop. And then that last one is going to have a little loop on the center. Guys, it's wired. It's going to come to you folded just like it was. And so it might have these little rivets, little dents in them. Listen, now it's gone. Right? Now you see it, now you don't. I'm going to go right from this. Make sure my tail is long. And then the first one, I'm going to have a little tiny loop this time. It's about 3 inches, 3.5 inches. And I'm going to pinch, twist, loop, pinch, twist, loop, pinch, gathering it from the back, twist, loop, pinch, twist, tail. So this is an additional loop. Okay, so now I'm going to take this one, marry it on top of this one. I'm going to take this gathering, and the tails for the blue are going to come down towards me, so I'm going to swap it so that the tails go up. Make sure that center is nice and small. Crisscross, twist, 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 twist. So that it's easier, I just have one long pipe cleaner, and that'll just be real easy to kind of pull in through all of those layers of mesh and wrap it around that wire frame. So I'm just taking that ribbon, folding it in half, cutting on the fold up towards the edge, and gives it that nice little finished look on that end. Okay, so I'm going to take that center and bring it up and kind of work it, put my thumb in there, and that just really, see, now you see the pipe cleaner, and now you don't. Right? So you can't see it from there, and you can't see it from there. Just really work it so that it stays hidden. Okay, so here we go. We're going to move our sign kind of up a little bit, and we're going to put our pipe cleaner right in here. Bring it straight in. There we go. And I'm going to wrap it around that wire frame, and then as soon as I'm done, I'll flip it over so y'all can see what I did do. Just using that frame to wrap my pipe cleaner around. And then I'll put our bow in, our sign in place. I'm going to move that out of the way just a little bit so I can get those layers in. I'm sorry, the wire. Getting the pipe cleaners, the wire is always so much easier than the pipe cleaners. And then we'll flip that over and finish that off together. And then same thing, I'm going to put those right through. Where'd the other one go? There it is. So I'm also feeling, to make sure that those wires don't end up on the same side of the frame. And I'm going to show you what I mean. I want to make sure it's attaching to something and it's going to stay in there. I'll show you. So I want to make sure that this is on the right side of that wire, that ring, and then the next one is on the other side, because if I was just going in between, then I would only be holding self onto the mesh, and we don't want that. We want to hold on to the wire or something. So then I'm just going to take those wires and fold them up, curl them up, keep them in there, stuck them in there. The same thing to the other side. And then you see what I did with the bow. I just brought it in. You can see where it came in right here in the mesh. And then I just brought it and kind of zigzagged it through. So here we are. So pretty. And then we'll fluff out our bow and we will be done. I always start from the bottom. And then I'm always going to flank the top layer. So here I have polka dot. I'm going to make sure that that lemon comes in between the two polka dots. So polka dot, lemon, polka dot, lemon, polka dot. I'm going to do that same thing all the time. I'm going to make sure that those all of those colors kind of show through. Adorable. Totally and absolutely cute. One thing I might do, I might shorten that loop just a little bit. Just folded that in, y'all. There we go. That's better. Super cute. And then just come around the outside and make sure all of your tails are facing out all the way to the edge, Super, super cute. Nice and easy, you guys. Again, I am Melly Mel from Sincerely Creative Mom. Folks also call me Coach Mel. You can call me anything, just don't call me just Mel. Don't call me just Mel. Um, This is perfect. I totally and absolutely love it. Nice and bright, nice and cheery. Also, look from the side. Here we go. Look from the side. I said that it was going to be nice and thin. Little. It's thin. We're still about 24 inches. 24 inches wide. 23, 24 inches wide. You can see beautiful, lots of everything. But it's made to be thin to fit between the storm door and your main door. You guys, thanks for watching. For all of you who did purchase this as a kit, thank you very much. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that it sells quickly for you or it looks beautiful on your front door. Make sure you're following me wherever we are or subscribing, all that stuff. Again, the link to the kit will be in the description on the YouTube. So wherever you're watching, that's where you'll find it. You can always go to sincerelycreativemom.com and click on the Etsy shop. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.